Hello, my friends. My name is Raymond Giovanni. I want to make a comment about the upcoming Cotto and Sergio Martinez fight. Let me tell you something. You know, I think Cotto. Let me start by saying that Cotto's not a natural 154, and I'm not making up excuses. I'm just telling you what it is. I personally don't think that Miguel Cotto should be fighting anywhere above 147. Okay? Now, having said that, he's a tough cookie. Now, people thought he was done, and here's what happened from what I understand is after the fight that where he really showcased when he was at the prime was when he fought Zab Judah. Mind you, Zab Judah, when he fought Zab Judah was in his prime. And Zab Judah's a warrior, and I respect him a lot. There's something, you know, what happened with Zab Judah is he all of a sudden started going into fights and not throwing punches. He would go round after round, completely defensive, and not attack. And what made him the monster that he used to be was because he was aggressive. If he had fought a more aggressive fight when Mayweather, he would have beat Mayweather. I think the Mayweather fight was when he fought Mayweather, it was a draw. That's what I saw. And well, anyways, Sergio Martinez, he can punch, he can take a punch, he's really fast, and he's got that awkward style. Now, from what I understand, Sergio Martinez, his career started as a soccer player, professional soccer player. Now, these people have like 2 sets of lungs. All these soccer players from South America, they have like 2 sets of lungs. These guys are like, they can't, it's very rare for them to get tired, so they can just go. So I guess the base of his endurance is something that gives him an edge. His size gives him an edge. I don't know if anybody saw Cotto fight the Austin Trout. He looked like a kid fighting a grown up. I mean, Austin Trout is tall for his weight, or any weight, and he can punch and everything. He can bang. He was champion. Yeah, Cotto did lose his fight with Austin Trout, but one thing I noticed is that he stayed in the pocket inside with Trout, and he basically just stifled his attack. Trout could not hurt him because Cotto's very crafty. Now, as far as dealing with angles and speed, the fight with Manny Pacquiao, he got beat up because of the angles and the speed from Pacquiao. I think if he had another trainer, he would have trained better. First of all, I did not like when he stopped training with his uncle, Evangelista Cotto. He stopped being in the shape that he was in. I think I hear rumors from Puerto Rico, from my friends and stuff, that he would like to party a little too much, you know. And that might have taken a toll as far as the training with his fights. When he went and fought with that, when we went and fought Mayweather, which, by the way, I think the best fight anybody has ever given Mayweather was Cotto, and pissed me off because he ran out of gas. And the reason he ran out of gas is because he had this moron trainer from Cuba that he used to train Olympic fighters for Cuba. The training for Olympic and the training for professional is absolutely different. The rounds and the rules are different in Olympic than in professional boxing. Absolutely, completely different. So you have to adjust the training accordingly, especially when you're going to fight a guy that's uses all defense, and you're going to need to have a lot of depth in your lungs to throw a lot of punches and just basically overwhelm his defense, which was the case with Mayweather. Cotto took like 2 or 3 rounds off. If he had not taken those 3 rounds off, he would have won the fight. Which, by the way, that was horrible scoring. I did not see who the hell these people were watching fight. There was no way it was a 9 or 10 point difference in one of the cards. That was crazy, and doesn't surprise me. Said they're a bunch of assholes who buy the judges, and some judges are just assholes because they're assholes. But here's the deal. A lot of people don't know Miguel Cotto is actually a southpaw. He was converted into a righty orthodox in the gym. So for him to face a southpaw is, people think, oh, it's going to give him problems. He doesn't give him problems. If you notice in the fight with Zab Judah, he turned southpaw and he beat the shit out of him. That's why he's got such a strong left hook, because that's his strong hand. It would be like me. I'm right-handed. If I fight somebody and I fight him from the southpaw stance, my jab is going to be my strong hand, and I'm going to have nasty hooks with my right hand because of my strong hand is my right hand. Well, the same thing is with Cotto. Cotto's strong hand is the left hand. When you see that hook, that's what brought him to prominence, that nasty hook to the body. Ask Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie, when you fought him, ask Paulie. Paulie will tell you that motherfucker can hook. He tore him up. Let me tell you something, though, to Paulie's credit, Paulie stood in there like a fucking monster, man. I mean, I did not think, when Paulie I think it was his first title fight, Paulie is super fast, super Mr. Angles and balls of fucking steel, King Kong nuts in there, man. Paulie, if you're listening, man, I props in that fight, man. And Cotto busted his face up. I mean, bad. I think it broke his jaw. And he would not stop. This Paulie Malignaggi, I don't care what anybody says, Paulie Malignaggi is one of the ballsiest fighters ever. And he's not done yet. He's still got fight in him. I wish Paulie good luck out there, man. But the only way Cotto is going to beat this guy is not going to be boxing. He has to do what he did to Austin Trout. And now he's got Freddie Roach on his corner doing the training. So I think he's going to have the stamina to go toe-to-toe. But he has to be inside the pocket. Inside. He can't fuck around with boxing and all this stuff. You got to go in there, and he's got to hook to the body all night long and uppercut this guy. Now, he likes to puck shot from the outside, Martinez. He likes to puck shot from the outside and go in flurries. And that's how he knocks people out, because he'll go in flurries with angle and speed, and this motherfucker can bang. He's a big guy. All right, so I think the way to take the advantage in size is to go close, get really close. It's like when they say, that everybody's the same size in bed. Well, something like that. I'm not saying they're going to end up in bed, but you got to get close, really close. And that's the chance. If Cotto can get his left hook to bring it to bear and all of a sudden crowd Martinez, he's got a shot. He's got a real shot. Again, I keep saying that Cotto should not have fought anywhere about 147. Hey, he might prove me wrong. 154 is a big guy division. I really wish him the best. It might sound like it will be a long shot, and it is. So one thing you got to give Cotto, he's got balls. He's not scared to fight anybody. You'll put King Kong in front of that guy, and he will fucking go to war with him. He's Puerto Rican like us. I'm Puerto Rican. I know what I'm talking about. We got balls, man. We don't fuck around. So I really, the difference is going to be in training. Freddie Roach is really putting him through the pace. He's also, I think he's training. I don't know if he's sparring with Manny. That's one thing I haven't found out. But they're the same. They're training partners, I think. So, and training with Manny gives you a lot of stamina, because he's always in good shape. So I wish Cotto the best. Pick somebody. I have to go with my boy. I have to go with my Puerto Rican people. I have to go with Cotto. And he's going to have to turn it into a war. He can't get in there and start taking shots like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. did. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is Julio Cesar Chavez's son, which means you can hit him with a hammer and the motherfucker won't go down. Those motherfuckers, ask Roger Mayweather, you know, how hard he hit Chavez with his right hand. He thought he was going to take his head off, and he said to himself, Roger's like, that motherfucker got a chin, man. I don't understand. You know, so and his son inherited that shit. So hey, he can't be out there banging with Martinez. Okay, so he's got to make it an inside fight. I pick Cotto by, you know, a split decision maybe. It's gonna be a hard fight. And be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna pick Cotto because I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm really leaning towards Martinez winning this fight. But out of my heart, out of the love that I have for my country and my countryman, I'm gonna pick Cotto. And now he's in for a surprise, Martinez. If he hasn't felt a Cotto left hook, he needs to get ready for that body. All right, Miguel Cotto.